guys. The CRUX. The wind's so strong, can't even ride. We gotta get up there quick and down.
No way! Yes!
People get frostbite, people get turned around, people get fatigued, people get shut down because they can't move because there's too much snow on the trail. Like, there's many realities where these, like, riding in this environment in an expedition setting in the backcountry can go sideways really quickly, because honestly, like, I didn't see that they had the skills or that they were eager to kind of learn them for this setting and for this full experience. Yeah, so it's just like, it's really funny for me too, right? Like, I put on events and like, our events don't stop. It's mandatory for our Fat Pursuit to carry a sleeping bag, a stove. We do a water boil test. These guys didn't do any of that. Easy peasy, you know, like, partially they don't have the skills, and I think they're afraid, and they should be if you don't have the skills. So coming out here and flaunting what they're doing, like, shouldn't be flaunted, honestly. Tyler, like, loves the social media stuff and talks a lot of shit and this and that. It's probably not going to be as dramatized as maybe he thinks it is, or will dramatize it, because I kind of see it as it was all pretty easy.
Pause. This guy, Jay Peterberry, who's our host and our mentor, is an absolute hard man of hard men. He's done the Tour Divide, he's done the Iditarod. The guy is a legend in the sport, and more on him later. But let me explain this episode's route requirements. We need snow, we need multi-day, we need never done before. So option 1 was in Alaska, which was 1,000 miles, the Iditarod, but Jeremiah said it was too hard, too dangerous, and too expensive. Option number 2 was Jay Peterberry's Fat Pursuit, which was 123 miles, but Jeremiah said that's been done before. So Jeremiah said, bro, I'll figure out a great route, just trust me. So I grabbed the huge bike that I've never ridden before and hopped on a plane to Idaho. The fact that my fat bike box made it was crazy. I met up with Jeremiah, gave him a big hug, and then we were off to the small town of Victor, Idaho, where that's the home of Jay Peterberry, who has a fat bike school. He's going to do a whole camp with us. He's going to show us the route. He's going to get us dialed.
You made it.
Hey!
What's happening, Jeremiah? Long time?
Yeah,
Tyler.
This is Tyler.
Yep.
We're gonna need your help. This guy's worst fear is the cold. He's literally frozen to death at 52 degrees on top of the Pyrenees.
I'm done.
Okay, I'm done.
And I thought this is kind of like redemption. You know, this is a redemption game. So much of this stuff we've just been winging it, and now we're gonna get some pro help. Like, this is not only gonna be a standalone sick adventure, but it's really training. If we go to Denali, if we go to like Baffin Island in Canada, this could mean life or death type of preparation. So Jay's our guy.
Yeah, so I'll give you 15 years of knowledge in about 4 hours, and then just send you off, right?
All right.
Perfect. Deal. We got this.
Yeah.
Now, before we did the school, we had to figure out the route. So Jay helped sort of map out what we could do, where we could go, all the cool spots. Now, there were some timing constraints with Jay and the crew, but I'm gonna tell you, Jeremiah seemed very scared about this project. He kept wanting to do a one-day ride from sunup to sundown, which really was only about 10 hours.
We do need to...
I want it as hard as possible and as long as possible without putting you out.
5 miles an hour. That's how you do your average snow bike riding.
Okay.
Not 18 and 20 like road bike riding. So...
5 hours in.
Yep, and so if you're doing this at night, trails are better at night. They groom at night, it gets cold, no snow machines, so it's better trail. Oh fuck, we're almost wasted. We still got the Sawtelle Peak. You can hop into that cabin.
So this sounds awesome. 2-day ride, 1 night in the cabin. First day is going to be gnarly. 12 hours probably on the bike, somewhat, right? And then second 6 to 8 hours.
So the route that we landed on, we were gonna split into 2 days. Day 1 was 76 miles and 122 kilometers. Then day 2 was gonna be 43 miles and 69 kilometers, which doesn't seem like much, but there is this Sawtelle Peak, which goes up to 10,000 feet. There's one town for food, ride time unknown. We have no idea what we're doing. So now we have to learn some stuff. Jay took us through an absolute masterclass on layer management, food storage, how to ride the bike, maintenance, how to read the trails. It was phenomenal.
Can I ask a quick question? I know you're probably gonna hit this, but should we plan to bring base layers that we plan to remove?
For when I wet this out during the day I don't care, it's gonna get wetted out, I just know this.
Okay.
But then I'm saving this for when the sun goes down and all of a sudden it gets cold and now I gotta shiver. I'm not gonna be able to dry this out. So I'm gonna rip this off and then put on my dry layer. And then I'm gonna pay attention to kind of monitoring my effort to not really sweat this out.
Jay gave us so much good information, but to really quickly break it down, the principle is that your core gets extremely hot and your extremities get very, very cold. So he built this modular system. I had a wool base layer, then I had 3/4 length bibs, I had wool socks with plastic bags, and then socks over that, plus foot warmers. Then we had the 45 North boots, 45 North pants, then a thermal jersey, a vest, this big puffer jacket, then I had gloves, light gloves with hand warmers, then bigger gloves, then a neck buff, then a neck gaiter, then a mask, then goggles, and a helmet. That's what I had on me. This system allowed for you to take on and off layers as you got hotter or colder, because when you're climbing up a mountain, you can get very, very hot and you cannot sweat out your base layers. But when you're going downhill, you get very, very cold. So you have to be able to use this modular system, and it was perfect.
After going through that session just with the clothing, we didn't even touch hard equipment yet. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting few days, I'll say.
Dude, I am ready for Alaska.
Now, this was the first time I'd ever ridden this bike, and obviously in my head, I'm just thinking, I'm going to freeze so very much. But I will tell you that with the right layer management, it wasn't bad.
Like, I know it is cold, but I don't really feel cold, which is crazy.
So now our speed was really, really low. That took me a little while to get used to, but because we're only going 3 to 5 miles an hour and there's snow everywhere, when you started going fast, there's no risk. You feel invincible. So it was pure fun.
Yeah, dude, I was sick.
It's really hard to put into words how fun and playful a fat bike was feeling. I mean, I was just digging it.
Ew, this is fun.
We did get some good hiking in. The snow was really deep. We kind of went off trail, but this first ride was everything we needed. We also got to ride a little bit at night, which was really surprising how the temperature didn't really change. It's just cold all the time.
So Jay, how was the beta test today?
Yeah, give us a grade. How did we do?
Yeah.
You know, all things considered, crash course, few hours, bike setup, being thrown into the pond without no swimmies, test ride, and they're learning. So that's a good thing.
Can you at least say that you have seen worse? Okay.
We left Jay's place and headed up to our start destination, which was an island park.
This is unique. This is out there. Like, you want to talk about as far as possible from our normal routine. Well, yes, I'm nervous and very nervous for Tyler. His ultimate Achilles heel, he calls it, is the cold. And yes, on the top of Peak TMD, you know, I think a mild hypothermia. The idea, I think, on this one, not to race each other, not to attack each other. You know, we got our rivalries. Sure, it's fine. But we, at the end of the day, we always come together. This one, we're going to have to be together right from the start. I think it's a really unique challenge. I think it's one that's going to be, very different. And then, you know, different's always fun.
And every one of them, we've tried to step it up a little further, a little further, a little further. Now this one,
scares me more than anyone else. For me, cold, man, it's a weakness of mine. I want to battle with my inner weakness. And when you get comfortable doing things, it's very hard to have that battle. It's very hard to overcome and win that battle. But when you go up and you fight this inner battle with yourself, where every ounce of your body is telling you to not do this, to stop, you know, you're terrified, you're so uncomfortable. And when you succeed in that battle, that feeling, it's undescribable. And I'm fully addicted to it.
Woohoo! Oh boy. So,
Okay.
this is gonna be definitely the craziest thing ever.
I mean, look, the filmmaker in me is so stoked about every shot, the whole scenery, everything, like awesome. But the human in me is just very afraid, a little bit miserable at the moment.
You gotta try new stuff. And I tried to tell you beforehand, I think you're getting it now, that this is not like, we're gonna go and like rock this. This is other people's territory. This is completely a different game, completely different skill set, different equipment, different everything. To quote Polar Explorer, new friend of mine, Ray Zahab, is 90% mental. And the other 10% is mental. So if we can just get through the low part of the pre-dawn, I think it's gonna maybe get easier.
Okay, let's do a little into the unknown.
Rock and roll.
Let's go!
Woohoo! Go!
Have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Good day. You.
So we're going left right here.
Left, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. This is sick. This is crazy, dude. This is insane. We are going 2 miles an hour at like a full poop pants effort.
I mean, I thought this was going to be different, but there's a lot of just management of the stuff, and you have to think ahead.
So it's so weird that it's -10 and my bare chest is just out and I'm feeling hot. Wild. On paper, you look at a 75-mile route, and that's what's so crazy about these impossible routes. You look at the Strava file, there's just no way to understand, because all you can understand is what 75 miles feels like to you. And so if you've only ever ridden road, you're like, 75 miles, dude? That took you 18 hours? Okay. But when you're walking at 2 miles an hour forever, I'll never complain about sand again. Sand is a treat compared to this snow. Woo!
But this section that joins this trail is kind of like off trail, if you will. And it's like super whoop-de-dude, really squirrely snow. So I imagine there's a little bit of frustration going on right now, and they're probably pushing, messing with tire pressure, squirming around. It takes people years, and even for myself, it took me years to be super disciplined on tire pressure. And the softer the snow, the more disciplined you need to be. So we'll see.
All right, give me an update, JB.
We've been walking for an hour and a half. Shit's falling off. Things are like not where they're supposed to be. You're trying to find stuff, you can't find it.
More.
Oh, holy shit.
More.
Really?
Yeah.
More. What? Yeah. Hang on. Almost the rim. Okay, stop pushing it.
It's really crazy though how like it's actually not that cold. Like with the layers and
And the work.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's been we turned off our lights. It was really kind of peaceful.
Turn your light down.
But man, we're so far behind.
The rate in which we were learning was unbelievable because everything about fat biking is different. And one of the biggest things that we learned is how low you have to run your tire pressure. Now, we had set it at like 6 psi, thinking, what? That's so low. But no, we needed it around 1 psi, which would make it to where you felt like you were riding on balloons or like a trampoline. And so then you had to keep your pedal stroke very, very smooth, or else you were bouncing up and down because you're riding on balloons. The cold was actually not that bad, which is so insane because I feel like if I'm riding around in California and it's 50 degrees, I'm a popsicle. I'm going to die. There's nothing worse. But out here in 1 degree temperatures, right? It wasn't that bad. As long as you trusted in the process that Jay had built out for us, which is this modular system of clothing. You could take off 1 pair of gloves, you could take off a jacket, you could unzip, you could manage this buildup of heat. The biggest thing that took me a long time to get used to was the speed. The speed relative to my perceived exertion, like how hard I felt I was going, didn't convey or relate well to the speed at which I was going. So I had to be very disciplined to not go too hard, too fast.
All right, yeah, you guys are moving down the trail, but it's kind of like watching paint dry. But they are moving, and they're gonna start to kind of get into their first little climb, kind of a few switchbacks up into here. It's a beautiful morning. You can see the kind of the sun starting to, open up a little bit, I guess, at least daylight, and which is really funny. We'll see exactly where they're riding, but you can see the trail's all chewed up over here. But if you go over here, you can see it's much firmer. So leftover from the groomer that the snow machine hasn't touched yet, and we'll see if they're actually kind of mining for that trail. We certainly want to promote riding on the right hand side, but at this time of day we can kind of hear out for snow machines, and I would be looking for the firm part of the trail. Yeah.
Love you guys.
You see that opening to your left? Up. The climb, up. Look up. There you go.
Dude, I've burned 2,000 calories already. And putting it back in is so hard. I mean, I've probably brought in 300 calories. I gotta eat, but I can't open anything. Everything's stashed, like it's just so hard. And we're on a steep climb, dude. I'm learning so much, trial by fire. So I don't think you can see, but there's some animal tracks right here on the edge. That is like 1 to 2 miles an hour faster than the hard pack stuff, which is counterintuitive. You would think hard pack would be fast, but I'm floating on the soft stuff. Yeah.
This section's brutal. It's like front wheel is washing out, rear wheel sliding out. We're mining for the right track, and yeah, it's like riding through wet concrete. Look at this guy. He's like at the beach.
guys get enough calories in? No. I didn't think so. Might think about eating, drinking. I would suggest it.
Yeah.
Especially after that climb.
Yeah. So I've burned 3,000 calories. I've probably brought in 400, maybe.
Yeah, this is a demanding sport, as you're finding out quickly. Right?
Okay, you want to see my secret that I brought on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Tortillas, bro. Tortillas. My cookies are frozen rock solid.
Put something in your chest, maybe. Put some food on your body.
Yeah. So, let's put the tortillas in the oven.
So how you feeling out there? That was kind of the first big climb of the deal. So tell us about it.
I almost want to say that this is not even a form of cycling. Everything is so different that it's all of my experience is for nothing. And so it's as if you had a motorcycle that broke down and you were able to push it somehow. That's what it's like.
In sand.
So what do you think, Jay? Is this not a form of cycling?
I think that's hilarious. It's absolutely form cycling. It's just a different style.
But like,
The technique is so important.
For sure. I'm just saying that each discipline of cycling is somewhat close to, like, they kind of overlap. But this is like its own little, like if you were doing like a,
And that's in a good way, of course.
like a Venn diagram. It's like outside over here. It's so much fun, and I love it. And what I love about riding all the bikes is that in 4 hours, my learning curve has been like, I feel as if I've leveled up 10 times in 4 hours.
You're going vertical right now with the learning.
Yeah.
It's not even an incline.
I'm learning not to ride in the rough stuff, like find the soft stuff on the edge.
Yep.
If I see animal tracks, I'm on that, you know?
That's cool that you picked that up. Because I was explaining that on the side, where we've seen the animal tracks, that's where the firm trail is going to be. And we watched that go all the way up.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you picked that up, because that just takes experience. Get some snacks?
JB, status update. How you doing? How you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm so glad that climb's done though. Trying to stay dry though, that is a challenge. I got wet, so I pulled my pants down, shook it out.
I saw his pee-pee.
Well, whatever. Not like you hasn't been the first time you've seen.
I'm gonna file a complaint with HR.
Yeah, human resources. Well, I say we're doing good. I think we're doing pretty good.
We were having so much fun because, yeah, we're going 15 miles an hour, which isn't that big of a deal. But compared to 2 or 3 miles an hour, this felt warp speed. Now, the thing about going downhill here is the layer management really came into play. Going uphill, you know, you had to unzip everything. It was fine because you were generating so much heat. But when you were going downhill, you weren't generating as much heat. And then instantly that wind chill was just stripping everything away. So your fingers would get so cold so fast. We did stop for a little bit right at the Yellowstone sign. We made some snow angels. We're playing. I mean, we are having the time of our life right now in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Dropping down that hill was awesome, but also it's 3 degrees. So 25 miles an hour makes for a serious wind chill. Any surface skin makes itself known right away. Just these little gaps here, we're starting to burn. So I was pulling this up over my face, put my hood on. And Tyler's hands started to get cold, so we stopped. He's gonna get his other gloves on. There's all kinds of heat in there.
Well, because your balls will always stay.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a vein right there, vein and artery right there. So the iliac artery will warm your hands up.
I came into this with the mindset that I wanted it to be the coldest it could be. So the fact that it's positive, I'm actually totally fine mentally. Because I framed my thoughts of like -65 is cold. So 5? Dude, this is tropical, bro. I should get in my bikini. This is no big deal. I really came into this one with a good mindset. So, even though it's snowing and super cold, I'm like expecting it. Or it's not even what I expected. It's not as cold as I thought or had planned. Woo.
How are we doing, boss?
Doing okay, you know. Can you pick up the pace a little bit? Because I'm getting hungry. I want to get to West. Come on.
We're trying, man. We're trying. It's loose. It's like flour, like mixed with butter. Or maybe that's just me getting hungry. Oh man, sure is beautiful though. So we're off the Groom, back onto the chunky snowmobile tracked out stuff, and it's slow going. Slow going again. But there's a plus to everything. And the plus to slow going is that it's warm.
How's it going so far?
Man, I don't know if it's the cold that's like kicking in those endorphins, but I mean, I feel high. Like I just feel really, that endorphin, that kick, that just, life is amazing. The beauty out here is, it's similar to like the desert, where like nothing should be able to live out here. You know what I mean? And like you as a primal person, like you can't survive out here. So that's almost why it's so beautiful. It's like
something just magical about it. I mean, winter is just magical, and to see it in such a raw, heavy fashion is just, it's special. It's
How's the trail doing?
It's good. It's actually, this part that's Groom is really good. We're picking up speed. We're close to what, 4.5?
3.7.
Oh God.
So the very first 2 miles was the hard, like we had to walk the whole way. So compared to that, like, man, this is a highway.
Perfect.
We're ripping.
Anything's better than the first 2 miles.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
I mean, do you have any FOMO? Like, do you wish you were out here riding with us? Or are you cool on the sled?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I've done plenty of this.
Okay.
Actually, coffee's really good.
Yeah.
Yep. Just had an oatmeal. That was awesome. So, doing great.
I think we should keep rolling, keep our
you should.
mojo rolling, because I don't think we're
Because you're
make
going to
it at
have
this point.
dunch, is what we decided.
Lunch, dinner, lunch.
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Alrighty.
No, first
All right.
bump.
See you in Montana.
We have made it to West Yellowstone. There's a building right there. I think it's John Dutton's house. No, it's the Yellowstone Lodge. But I'm sure that John Dutton has his hands in that business. We're in West Yellowstone and we are looking for some coffee. But to be honest, dude, I'm not even cold. I'm actually right now a little warm. So I've burned 5,300 calories and I need to put some calories back in me.
So we got to go into this neat little cafe stop. They had so much food. Jeremiah absolutely lost control. This guy was eating everything in sight. I mean, all of this food you're seeing is his food, right? So I'm having some coffee, I'm having a Coke, but Jeremiah is absolutely putting it down.
All right, JB, update. What's going down here?
Party is going down. I've got butter. I'm gonna just put butter on everything. Get my calories up. got something hot here. Ride's been good and bad. I mean, I think these things are always like something unexpected. We came for unexpected. And man, I just can't really express like how it's different than you think it's gonna be. You know, especially when you do something the first time. I've never done like a long distance fat bike ride in West Yellowstone. So a lot of it's been really tough. Test your patience. You know, we're working muscles that we've never seen before. We're not gonna make it. I mean, do you think we'll make it?
I don't really know what we have left in store.
The worst part?
Okay.
That was the easy part.
Now, I had come really prepared with a lot of food on me. My storage capacity was great, but I was in absolute amazement at how much Jeremiah was eating. It was absolutely spectacular. So some of the food that he did order, he packed with him, and we set off and said goodbye to West Yellowstone. Now, we are pretty far behind on schedule, and we are heading into the hardest part of the day, which is this big climb up to Two Top. We're going to go into the dark. But the goal is to try to get back to the cabin as quick as possible so we can warm up, we can cover for day 2. So we have to get going.
We're way behind, dude. There's no way we can make it at 4 miles an hour.
Let's just uncork it.
All right.
Keep it like 170 beats per minute or less, right? Like
yeah.
Blow ourselves up. But...
I'm on it. Let's go.
Wind has picked up, and it is making things much, much worse. Fingers are getting cold. We will definitely be riding it tonight.
As we headed into the night, we were both very fatigued, very hungry, we're getting cold, we're getting irritable. But Jeremiah and I just kept pushing, literally, because Two Top was unrideable. You could not ride up some of these pitches, and so walking was your only option. With so many impossible routes failed, this one we really wanted to finish.
Definitely getting worked over here. We're doing it. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something.
It all had been fun and games until this point, as we were extremely tired and fatigued and hungry, and as we started to crest the top of the crescendo of the day, everything became pretty real, as that if we had mismanaged anything, if you're not paying attention to how cold your hands are getting, or how cold you are personally getting, or how your food intake has been, things can go bad in a hurry. The climbing part isn't so bad because you're warm, but as soon as you get to the top and you're about to descend, that's when you need to make sure that you've managed all your layers properly, or else you're gonna freeze.
Cresting Two Top. And just a little bit here. It's cold. And we have some freezing fog at the top. Temperature is 0 degrees. And a good crosswind.
It's very cold. It's very steep. It's very long. We're 14 hours in.
We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go.
Oh, dude. Ew. Oh, yeah. Okay, we've just hit some like freshly groomed track. We're rolling. Guess how fast we're going? 9. We're 10. We hit double digits. We're going 10 miles an hour. Right now at this pace, we are gonna be home by 10. That is unbelievable.
I mean, let's do all this inside.
They get in like at a decent time, honestly. It wasn't even that late, 9, 10 o'clock or something. So it's like a 16-hour day. That's not even a full day yet. A full day is 24 hours. So they rode for a part of the day, 16 hours. But then come back to a warm cabin with food, dry out your clothing, sleep in a bed. Tyler takes a bath, you know, like, okay.
Why, hello. This is how you recover after an impossible route, with a wonderful sudsy bubble bath. This is so much on the gas and like thoughtful pedaling. So like pedaling with your calf and your glutes and your shins and your quads, and like also then like pulling the bike into you, and then your front end's all everywhere, and so then every part of your body is trying to control this bike. And then the second you want to go like, oh man, I'm kind of done, I want to soft pedal, you just come to a stop. It was so unique and so actually up my alley. So I thought it wasn't gonna be. I thought like, well, I hate the cold, and I'd never been on a fat bike before, but it actually suited my like power profile really, really well. And then because I seemed to dissipate heat really well, I was actually able to layer up quite a bit, and all I had to do was unzip or zip up my chest. Outside of that, I didn't take on or off any layers. Jeremiah had like 18 wardrobe changes.
In the long arc, you know, we're trying to become better. You know, we're trying to improve ourselves. We're trying to test ourselves. We're going to push the limit, not break ourselves. And yeah, we definitely pushed it today. So I think it was a fantastic, sort of queen stage for this impossible route. Tomorrow we'll take on Sawtelle Peak. Conditions pending. We'll see if we can make it to the top of a 10,000 foot mountain in the middle of winter. But I don't know.
Day 2, and you guys had it pretty cush last night. I mean, I'm just saying. There's no denying it. Just saying. You're gonna pop out and you're gonna climb Sawtelle Peak, and that's a pretty cool deal. It should feel pretty special to be able to do that.
So now for day 2, this Sawtelle Peak is so gnarly, I need to build some context. So at 5,000 feet, that's where Colorado is, right? At elevation. Well, we're starting around 6,300 feet of elevation, but Sawtelle Peak goes all the way up to 10,000 feet. So the weather up there is insane. Now I know Jay said I was gonna over dramatize this, but there's a gate at the base of the climb that's closed. We will have no support, no crew.
All right, beginning of day 2. We passed the crazy endurance test yesterday. Now we're gonna roll the dice and see if we can make it to 10,000 feet on this 40-mile day route. It's 40 miles, but a real variable is the weather. It's starting to snow, and 10,000 feet could be a raging blizzard in the winter. I mean, the thought of climbing up to 10,000 feet in the middle of winter on a bike in general is just crazy. Really crazy.
I am so motivated to finish this one, right? We literally can see in the distance where we need to go. And as long as we get up there before dark, we will have completed this impossible route. Now, we have not completed many of them. We keep failing. And I am so in the right mind space for this one to complete it that I kind of told myself, I don't care what happens, I'm going to finish this one. Just as long as we don't run into any bad luck where we have to hike miles and miles and miles.
All right, we're trying to find where we get in here. It looks like we're just supposed to go that way. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's just a wall of snow and it says go left through the wall of snow.
But there's a sign right there.
Yeah, I see the sign, but you know.
We had to wait for Jay to figure out where we were actually supposed to go, so Jeremiah sparked up the jet boil and got us some hot coffee while we waited.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay.
might be hot, but there we go. Look at that. Oh yeah.
It's so creamy and so thick. Oh, dude.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, she'll fire us up for that climb.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yes.
It's amazing how like the little things just cheer you up.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be a trail.
There will be a trail over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like you're gonna go into about a 3-mile push before you join with the trail. How's that?
Dude, 3 miles is gonna be 3 hours.
Oh no, for you guys it's more like 4 or 5.
Multi-sport. This isn't cycling, just like you said.
I mean, I didn't mean that in like a... Well, this day got real sideways.
What happened? What happened?
We have to walk for 3 miles.
Oh, fuck. We had 3 miles of walking to do before we get back on the trail that connects to Sawtelle Peak, which just means extra fatigue later in the day. Sunset's a hard cutoff for Sawtelle Peak, and if we don't get it by sunset, then we have to turn around wherever we are in the climb. That's it.
Here, I propose a little teamwork action here.
Yep.
I'll push your bike and mine, and then you can put your hands in your pants and warm them up.
All right.
And then we'll swap.
Oh. Tricks to the trade though, it works. You just gotta trust me. As soon as I get this right hand warmed up, I'll be good. It's just when I was making the coffee with no glove, that was a mistake. Gotta keep the gloves on no matter what.
But you know you're gonna get someone, oh dude, I'd be able to ride that on my road bike with 28. That's my daily commute, 18 hours one way. 4 hours in. Something that's been a huge hit on this one, tortillas. Surprisingly, these tortillas, they don't freeze. Look at that. Really good, tons of carbs, tons of calories. After an hour and a half of just pushing through deep snow, I mean, we're just burning energy. We have now finally started the 4,000 foot climb. Oh my goodness.
Come on. I got this. It's that moment, a nervous moment. You're like, well, whatever, let's just send it.
You got me some of my favorite chips. Awesome. Look where I am, baby. Is that crazy? Look at all the snow.
Even if we're looking at the summit at 5:21, we turn around. And that's the hard cutoff and where the route's impossible, because it'll be too cold. Once the sun goes down, the temperature can drop to -20 up there. And with wind chill, -60. So we don't want to be up there long. See that cloud coming?
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches. She's gonna hit in about 2 minutes. See that? We got a squall coming through. And it's 6 degrees. It's getting a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Shit. It is gnarly up here. Almost whiteout conditions. I don't think Tyler's as nervous as he should. Up here is the CRUX. The wind's so strong, can't even ride. Definitely right in the border of dangerous. We gotta get up there quick and down.
Hey, it's no joke, like blowing so hard right now. I had to just lay the bike over. That hurts.
There it is, the summit, look! It's right there! Come on, come on. And we gotta get down!
We're gonna make it. It's right there, dude. The tower is right there. 500 feet. That's it. 500 feet left to climb. We did it! There it is! We did it! We made it to the top! No way! Yes! This was undoubtedly the hardest thing I've ever done. Yes! Yes! Dude! No way! Let's go, dude! You're almost there! You got it! You got it, dude!
We gotta go!
Yeah, dude!
Alright, we gotta go.
I know, come right by the door, there's no wind. You got it.
I don't wanna go to the door, I wanna get the foot off.
I know, but you gotta,
yeah.
We gotta make sure we're good to descend. This is gonna be gnarly.
Yeah, put something in your mouth. Alright, eat something, here's the plan. we have to get off and run if we get cold. We do not lose voice contact.
Okay.
So if you go off, I hear you.
Yeah.
And we have to go pole to pole because you can't even see the road.
Okay.
This is really dangerous, so you need to really stick together.
Yep, we got it.
All right.
Yes!
I cannot believe that I did that. That is, to date, the craziest thing I've ever done. I mean, I was making it to the top no matter what. And I want to talk more about this, like this feeling that I'm chasing all the time from doing these epic adventures, and how I always need a little more to have that feeling. But dude, the feeling I got at the top of that thing, I just don't even, I can't even,
Ooh. Good job, guys. You almost did as much to the 13-year-old.
Yeah!
Nice.
We did it!
Well, I mean, now that you got a little training on your belt, now you can go out for the real ride.
I said, if I die, I die. Like, I'm getting to the top. It is gonna happen. I've only cried tears of joy one time when my son was born. It was a very different type of cry, like very weird. You're smiling and you're crying. At Mauna Kea, I was void of energy, like I had nothing. I was just dull at the top, right? Numb. And then all these other ones, like it doesn't happen. And I'm just chasing this feeling.
Yeah.
And once we came down, I was talking to the GoPro, just kind of like, oh man, this was crazy. I wish I could tell you how the feel. And then I just started bawling tears of joy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like
something
pure,
different.
Like happiness coming out. Like the only second time in my life that feeling came out. And I owe that to you, man. Like I really, really appreciate you and your craziness and your vibe to like.
It's infectious.
Like you stay safe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relatively, but like you don't let someone not reach their full potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And today I reached my full potential on all things, on fitness, on like recovery and pushing through the cold, and you know, like
that's what it's about. I have a motto, ride forward, and that's what it is. Just kind of finding those spaces and places, and they're different with everyone.
And obviously to like JB, I mean, dude, I'm not even the same human at all from when I first met him. Because I actually first met him at Vermont, which was like a cold race, and I mean, I froze into a popsicle, like it's terrible, and
well, you are officially a master of the cold. The cold is no longer something that you're afraid of. I'm telling you, when I saw that cloud up there, I mean, it was heavy, snowing sideways.
That's cool. That's cool. I think it's cool.
It was freaking epic. I thought about turning around several times, but I knew we had the extra gear. All my vents were open. I was still unzipped, and I'm like, I think we can do this, maybe.
Done.
On to the next one.
Yep.
Yo.
All right, bubble bath.